What's happening, good people? Jeff C. here. It is Thursday, April the 30th, 2020, the New World Order. I hope you're hanging in there. I'm going to take a look at something that was posted on my community tab on my Patreon. And this is from, we're going to keep the name anonymous, a person from Spain. And they want the rest of the world to know what's going on in their neck of the woods. So I'm going to read this with you and see what it says here. I'm currently in Spain. In the U.S., you have no idea what is happening in Spain and Italy. March 13 was the last day of school. We were asked to stay home for 2 weeks to allow COVID-19 danger to pass and avoid more victims. Everyone felt they were doing it out of responsibility and a sense of community and fear. We were supposed to start March 16th, but it kept getting pushed closer and closer, and I barely had time to get some food and water. On March the 13th, the stores had security guards and lines in front. On March the 14th, Grace and I were able to sit at the beach for 5 minutes. Then we were told to go home ASAP. The police was fining people 200 pounds if found outside. We rushed home, and Grace has not been outside her apartment for 2 months since those 5 minutes on the beach. Since March 16th, as we were home, the rules have changed. They become stricter every day, and the fines got higher and higher. We have extremely strict rules. We have lost freedom completely. I have no idea this could happen. Until you experience this, you absolutely have no idea what it means. Only one person is allowed out of the house, and only to the nearest food store or pharmacy. Police patrolling area stops, people and checks, receipts and address. Everything is closed. Businesses are dying. Use of the car is only to go to essential work, and only one person per car, and you need a special permit signed by an employer. Anyone who is under 18 is not allowed out at all. Children have been locked in apartments for 2 months. Even dogs are not allowed out, they're allowed out, but only 10 meters from home. That's like 30 feet for you Yanks. Children have not seen sunlight in 2 months. The fines are now a minimum of $2,000. Now, here in Toronto, Stan, it's $5,000 for breaking the 6 feet sort of distancing. That's Toronto, Rainbow Unicorn Land. And yes, that is a fine we get if we talk to someone outside of the house, even with social distancing. Police brutality has become a big issue. People have changed. They now call police on people they see on the street. The police arrive in a group and beat the person up. People on balconies clap. This stressful prison situation has created pain and tension. It has removed compassion and a sense of community. Terror of numbers of contagion rising make people hateful towards anyone in the streets. I know, I talk about this with myself walking around. Because any person outside can cause us to be caged longer. People are hanging from these artificially inflated numbers, desperate to find a sliver of hope to see sunlight. Again, as the government keeps on promising fast release if everyone behaves. And the fake numbers go down, but the day of prison release gets pushed further and further out. It's impossible now to get together and protest. We are a broken community. People are terrified of each other. Nobody talks. The eyes with masked face are eyes of scared animals now. Something was broken. The handlers know how to break humans and reduce them to cattle. After 2 months of complete traumatic caged life, we are allowed to take our children under 14 out of the house, but only for 1 hour a day and half a mile radius from home. Only one adult per child. Gia is not allowed out. We are praying to be able to have 1 hour a day outside per person. They're holding it as a carrot on a stick to keep us hoping, as many are hungry and there is no financial help. Apparently, over the weekend, the politicians shared among each other 10 million euros. Was this supposed to help money, or was this supposed to be help money for the people? I am begging you not to give away your freedom. You will never get it back. As we are praying to get some fresh air, we already know that by the end of May, we will be in lockdown heavier than before. Probably like Italy, we will have to ask police permission to get food. We are unable to leave. No flights out. And I would not even make it out of town anyways. Police blocks everywhere. Please, please do not give up your freedom. We lost our freedom, dignity, and soon we will be homeless here. Don't be scared of any virus. Loss of freedom has serious repercussions. It causes a lot more deaths than any disease. We have no hope here. We allowed the forces of evil to turn us into cattle, ready to be branded and injected with poison and microchips. We have been reduced to lab rats in cages, ready for September. Supposedly, it is the estimated date for testing. In meantime, we lost all dignity, rights, and rights to our bodies. Laws are passed secretly, as we can be forcefully used as lab rats. Please pass this along. Obviously, the vaccine is not a vaccine. We have to be united for the survival of the entire human race and fight now before the cage doors close forever. Love to all. We're all facing unspeakable tyranny. We're all witnessing it. Now, I have no way to corroborate all the information other than just from pure observation of what's going on, especially in my own neck of the woods where I have witnessed this type. I've witnessed police state. I've witnessed the effects of social distancing. I've witnessed people just everywhere just doing exactly what they're told to do. People scared. People, when I walk down the streets in my neighborhood, people leave the sidewalk because they're afraid. It's like, I'm not going to leave the sidewalk. They see me coming and they're like, I'm going to leave. And they'll walk out in the middle of the road. They'll walk out in traffic even, kind of thing, because they're so programmed by what the New World Order is doing. And it gets worse every day. And now the mayor of Montreal is demanding that people wear masks, mandatory. And a lot of shops are scorning people for not wearing masks. It's not long before they make it mandatory. And this is just their first wave kind of thing. And so it behooves every single one of us to listen closely to our friends overseas in Europe and also the good people of China and South Korea and other places all over the world that are seeing this type of police brutality, this police state. I said from day one, well, since the whole thing has been playing out, pay very close attention to Italy and Spain, because what you see manifesting there, you'll see here. You see the drones coming in. Now the drones are going to scan for people's temperatures. We've shown this. We've shown everything that they're trying to implement. Now, of course, Trump wants to do this warp speed, Operation Warp Speed, where you're going to get a vaccine, warp speed. Of course, they tell you that nothing will go back to normal until there's a vaccine that's available for everyone. You can bet they've been working for many decades on that quote-unquote solution. And they're going to play out this whole medical martial law as long as we let them. And they'll ratchet it up. You see, the first wave, unfortunately, is most likely there just to get you accustomed to it. The second wave will probably be a lot stricter. And then the third wave kind of thing. This lockstep type of programming of humanity is the most egregious and evil thing I've ever witnessed in my life. I'm deeply disturbed by what's going on. My heart goes out to the people of Spain and Italy and elsewhere in the world, even my own neighborhood, for seeing the psychological and traumatic effects that it's having on people. We have to speak out and we have to stand up against this in every way, shape, and form. This person is pleading for us not to give up our freedoms. We must listen to these people. I showed the video, which now up on my BitChute, with the Chinese, when the Chinese official came and all the people screaming from the rooftop, all the Chinese people screaming that it's fake, it's all fake, it's all. And I said back then, that was, 2-3 months ago, I said, these people, they're saying this so that we listen. They want us to hear it. These are the real people, and they want us to know what's happening to them. Do you want to live in a police state? Do you want to live where there's no freedoms whatsoever? Do you want to live where everywhere you go, you have to go through checkpoints, where you're only allowed to go where the government allows you? This is the world that they're creating. The surveillance grid, the facial recognition and the drones and everything else that they want to bring in, the 5G. It's out of this world. So I want to thank my patrons and everyone. So many good people. So much courage I see, and bravery, and people speaking out and people standing up. You know, we're all... I don't even want to say it. I don't want to say it because, but we need all hands on deck. Can I say that one? We need all hands on deck. We need everybody everywhere standing up against this and speaking out as much as they can. I'm absolutely horrified by what's happening. So, anyways, so I'm going to be uploading a lot more. I'll be doing a live show tomorrow, probably in the evening. Not sure exactly the time, but it'll probably be after or around dinner time, maybe a little bit later, Eastern sort of thing. And I'll continue to put up as much information and important, pertinent sort of content as possible. I've uploaded a couple of videos today already to Jeff Censored Encore, which I highly suggest you go check out. One of them is the situation in Kuala Lumpur, where they're setting up barbed wire all around the major, market areas and stuff. Another one is the fake sort of staging of Kobe virus victims, where they're using actors and stretchers and stuff like that. These are dark times, folks, and we need to be the light. I'm not going to use that stupid, you know what I mean, all right? These are dark times. We need to stand up. We need to speak out as much as we can. No point in you being quiet or, civil. Well, I mean civil to a certain extent, but you're going to have to speak out against what's going on. You can't be quiet. I've been saying this over and over again. This is because they can escalate the situation. I mean, when they got the police and the military out in the streets, I mean, that's many reasons why the military stories, the shooting in Nova Scotia, the military coming into Montreal. And so this all happened in my hometown, which is the epicenter for Rainbow Unicorn Land of the whole. And they bring in the military, and the military is being portrayed as heroic, and you're getting people used to the military in the streets. This is how they do it. And then they have stories about helicopters going down in Greece and stuff like that. More, militaries are heroes, are friends, just like Google's showing you all the essential workers, the people that deliver your packages and your meals. They're the greatest heroes ever, right? This mental conditioning into accepting, and then they just keep tightening the screws on this martial law, this new world order, and then pretty soon there's just no wiggle room left, and pretty soon it's total lockstep. Very scary times, folks. You guys are awesome. Much love. God bless everyone who's standing up against this. We will defeat this. You just need to stand together and call it out, and shout from the rooftops. Defy this tyranny. And good Godspeed to the people of Spain and Italy. Keep me informed about what's going on there. If you can, come and support me on my Patreon. Links in the description, and you can get access to posts like this on my community tab and elsewhere. This is the big fight that we have to, this is our generation has to stand up to this. So we're going to do everything we can. Lots more to come. Much love, folks. See you on the next one.